For years, Dr. Harold Shipman was a trusted figure in the British town of Hyde, a seemingly caring general practitioner attending to the ailments of his mostly elderly patients. He was a fixture in their lives, often referred to as the good doctor. Beneath the veneer of a dedicated physician lurked a chilling secret. A pattern began to emerge, subtle at first, then undeniably sinister. Patients were dying at an unusually high rate, often shortly after Shipman had visited them. The cause of death was often recorded as natural causes, and for a long time, these deaths went unquestioned. However, the case began to unravel with the death of Kathleen Grundy, an 81-year-old former mayoress of Hyde. After her passing in June 1998, her daughter, Angela Woodruff, a solicitor or lawyer, became deeply suspicious. Her mother, though elderly, had seemed in good health. What truly raised alarm was the discovery of a new will, seemingly signed by her mother just weeks before her death. This will excluded Angela and her grandchildren entirely, leaving her substantial £386,000 estate to Dr. Shipman. It was Angela Woodruff's persistence, her unwavering belief that something was terribly wrong, that eventually unveiled Harold Shipman as Dr. Death. Her actions led to the exhumation of her mother's body, which revealed lethal levels of diamorphine, a powerful opioid. This discovery confirmed her worst fears and began an investigation into the horrifying truth behind the seemingly benevolent Dr. Shipman. The scale of Shipman's crimes began to unravel. Police swiftly identified 15 specimen cases, focusing on patients who had not been cremated, allowing for forensic examination. Shipman's trial commenced at Preston Crown Court on October 5, 1999. He faced 15 counts of murder, all involving women, committed between 1995 and 1998, along with 1 count of forgery related to Kathleen Grundy's will. The prosecution laid out a damning case, demonstrating Shipman's consistent method of administering fatal drug doses, falsely certifying deaths, and then manipulating medical records. The jury heard how he leveraged the absolute trust placed in a family doctor, often visiting patients alone and unchallenged. The defense offered no explanation for the deaths, and Shipman himself refused to testify, maintaining his innocence. After a 6-day deliberation, on January 31, 2000, the jury found Harold Shipman guilty on all 15 counts of murder and the forgery charge. He was sentenced to 15 consecutive life sentences, with the judge recommending a whole life tariff, meaning he would never be released. He was also struck off the medical register. Following his conviction, a public inquiry, chaired by Dame Janet Smith, was launched to determine the full extent of Shipman's depravity. The inquiry's findings were staggering. It concluded that Shipman was responsible for the murder of at least 215 patients between 1975 and 1998. And there was strong suspicion regarding an additional 45 deaths, bringing his likely victim count to 260. He became known as Dr. Death, the most prolific serial killer in British history. On January 13, 2004, the day before his 58th birthday, Harold Shipman took his own life in his prison cell. His suicide, for many families of his victims, robbed them of a confession, leaving the why of his monstrous acts unanswered. Like and subscribe for more.